What's going on, stackers? So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my KDP income report for the month of November. So, welcome back to StackinProfit. My name's Paddy, and over here we give you the tools and resources to learn, grow and master passive income streams so that you can live a life of freedom. Now, like I said in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my KDP income report for the month of November. Now, this video is also part of a playlist, and if you want to see all the rest of my KDP income reports, you can click right there in the right hand corner. Now, looking at my whole account, this is Get Book Report, my favourite software to look at all my sales data. But taking a look at my account, we can see that I'm coming very, very close to $100,000 earned just in royalties. Now, it has taken me just over 3 years to get here. As we can see, I started in November 2018 and now we're in December 2021. So 3 years of publishing and almost hit that $100,000. Now, let's go ahead and change this. We want to look at this month. No, sorry, we want to take a look at last month so we can bring up just November earnings. Let's just give that a second to load up. Then what we're going to do is take a look at all the data for my earnings for the month of November, and then we're going to go over to my ads account, take a look at how much I spent on my advertising, and then deduct that from my royalties earned just here. Now, taking a look at my earnings for the month of November, we can see that I did fairly well. I still only have 4,051 books, haven't really been publishing much at all the last few months. I've just been letting all of my books ride and let those royalties come in. Now, November, we can see I made $4,033.78. We can see that some days were really good. My highest day just here being $210. My lowest day just here being only $42. Now, I think that was a reporting issue because the day after, look, went straight back up. But I was averaging $210 there, $42 here, and then in between, let's say $70 to $100, so fairly well. Now, if we take a look at my units sold, we can actually see how many units I were selling every single day as well. Lowest day, just here, well, I only sold 22, and then the highest day just here where I sold 110 units of my books. Now let's change this back to earnings and start scrolling through the page. We can see that for the month, 2 of my books seemed to do extremely well and brought in half of my royalties. Now, if we scroll all the way down to here, we can take a look at my books by marketplace. Now, let's just change this back to percentage for a second. There we go. We can see that 91% of my sales come from Amazon.com. With me personally, most of my sales come from Amazon.com in America because that's where I mainly focus on. So 91% there. Almost 5% here in the UK, 3.1% over in Canada, then just a little bit in other marketplaces. If we change the stats just here, we can see that's around 3,700 for Amazon.com, only $197 here in the UK, and then 124 in Canada, again with just some few sales here and there in other marketplaces. Now let's take a look just here. We can see that $4,033.78 is because for the month of November I sold 2,067 units of my books, which I'm extremely happy about. My best-selling book just here, I sold 651 units for the month, making $1,325. That's all profit because I can't run ads on this book because I have profanity on the cover. If you have profanity on the cover on one of your books, then you can't run advertisements. Now, my second bestseller, let me just step back one more. So right here, 651 units sold And like I said, I can't run ads on this, but this is one of my adult colouring books. My second bestseller, where I sold 338 units, making $685, is exactly the same. I can't run ads on it because there's profanity on the cover. And again, this is just another one of my adult colouring books. Then, my third bestseller for the month of November, I sold 322 units, making $540. I am running ads on this. This is a book that tends to do fairly well every Q4. This year, it's not doing as well as what it did last year, but it's still making sales, so I'm extremely happy. Then my fourth bestseller, I sold 108 units, making $258. This is in the love niche, the Valentine's Day niche. Who would have thought this time of year? Then my fifth bestseller for the month, I sold 49 units, making $159. This is actually a blank recipe cookbook. Then I'll just do this one here as well. I sold 58 units, making $117, and this right here is just a niche-specific composition notebook. This is my best-selling composition notebook of all time, and it tends to do fairly well all year round. Now we've taken a look at that, let's go all the way back up to the top to round about here, and now let's go over to my Amazon advertising account so that we can see how much I spent on ads, and so we can deduct it from here to see my proper profit. So let's go over to my Amazon advertising account just here, and there we go. So let's take a look at my whole account. We can see altogether since starting advertising back in April the 1st 2019, we can see that altogether I've spent around $18,000. Now, one thing I do want to note, and that is this $18,000 doesn't come directly out of my pocket. This is just reinvested royalties. So with me, when I get paid from my books online or any other sources, I always take a small percentage of what I've earned to keep in my business bank account. This way, your account slowly grows and then you have money to pay for your ads. So again, even though I've spent altogether around $18,000, this isn't directly out of my pocket. This is just reinvested royalties. If you do not have the money to run ads, then please do not run ads. It's that simple. Don't spend money you haven't got. Do everything organically. Get some sales flowing in and then start reinvesting those royalties back into your business. That's how I got to spend $18,000, and again, it didn't come directly out of my pocket. Now, what we're doing is just taking a little look at lifetime. So we're on lifetime just here. Again, I spent $18,000. That made $63,000 in royalties. No, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Made $63,000 in sales, not royalties, with my ACOS around 28%. So this is around just a little bit of profit for the whole account. Now, I have multiple different portfolios within my ads account. Some do extremely well, some not so well. See, the thing is about advertising, it comes down to a lot of testing. Now, let's change this because we want to look at this month. No, we don't. We want to take a look at last month. Last month being November. Let's just give that a second to load up. There we go. We can see straight off the bat that my ACOS is not very good at all. Honestly, I should be paying a lot more attention to running my ads. Now, let's actually take a look to see how much I spend. I spent $975.97, making $2,000 in sales. So let's go ahead. Let's go back over to here. Let's pull up a calculator so we can input my royalties just here, which is $4,033. There we go. Is it pulled up? Yes, it has. So let's just move this over to here. So 4,033.78 minus my advertising costs, which are just here, $975. So minus 975.97, and we have $3,057. So let's just pull that back up round about here. So out of that 4,033, I get to keep $3,057.81. So the month of November has been a fairly good month. Now, let's just go back over to my advertising account because I just want to touch upon this. Again, over my whole account, we can see for the month of November, my ACoS was really high. This really isn't profitable. 47% ACoS. Ideally, this needs to be under 30. Now, like I said, I have multiple different portfolios for multiple different books. Now, if we change this to today, actually not today, it was yesterday, I believe. Then if we scroll down a little bit, well, in fact, we can see just here. So for the month of November, over the whole account, it was not profitable. But then if we take a look, filter it down just to yesterday, we can see I spent $39, making $186, with that ACoS really low. So sometimes your ads are going to run really good, other times they're not. Sometimes they're going to be profitable, other times they're not. It just comes down to a lot of testing. This is why it's good not to spend your own money and only reinvest your royalties. Again, that way you're not going out of pocket. Anyway, $4,000 for the month of November. Really happy with that. $3,000 profit. Can't complain. Extremely happy how the month of November went. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been Stacking Profit, and I'll see you again soon.